Welcome back, folks. With me, Phil Turil. This is part 20 of the Final Fantasy VIII Let's Play. So what I'm doing here is I'm actually going to try to get the CC Card King to appear when it looks like we got it. And the Card King is Quistis, the CC Group King. And she's all decked out in her C uniform. So now let's show her how we beat all of her underlings in the CC group. Now, unfortunately, I'm not going to get her rare card here, which is Gilgamesh, which Gilgamesh, in my opinion, is one of the more broken cards to get and then refine, or card mod, I guess, really, because it will give us 10 Holy War items, and 10 Holy War items, well, that's a pretty powerful broken item that can break the game potentially. I'm not going to do it right away because I'm going to just try to have a little bit of class and beat the game without relying on Holy Wars. But anyways, we get a draw, so it means we gotta keep playing until one of us loses, because sudden death. Now sudden death rules, if you do play underneath them, if y'all take each other's cards and you draw, you play with whatever cards you took and what cards you still have. So blue would be me, red would be Quistis. So right now we're going to probably win because there's no way she can win. I'm going to go ahead and take the Christa, whatever it is. And also we got a trophy for beating her. So now we have beaten all the CC card groupies. Now, we can always challenge Quistis on the garden cockpit, or pilot area, whatever. Provided, well, no, she can be in our party, I think, and no, she can't be in our party. Otherwise, we can't challenge her. But I want to go ahead and refine those holy stones into holies, and then the chef's knives that we got from our Tonberry hunting little escapades we had earlier. We can refine those into 30 death spells as well. Now, I know we were just leaving the central ruins, and I actually took the liberty of piloting Balamb off screens. I forgot to record me going all the way to Balamb in the garden. But Balamb is the central island in the world. So if you go straight from FH, I believe south, north. You'll go right to where Balamb is, and you'll see this red floating vehicle that looks oddly suspiciously like a Balamb garden, but red. So we'll go ahead and challenge Quistis. Nidia. He's like, I'm pretty good at cards. I challenge you. Nah, I don't feel like it. No. But we're going to go ahead and challenge Quistis, and I already went and cut to where she plays Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh is a level 8 card, like I said. It has pretty okay stats. It's not a super powerful card, but you really want it for card modding. Because Cypher, like Gilgamesh, I think those are some of the more broken cards that are fine because of the items that you'll get. In Cypher's case, you get 100 heroes, which you can make one character invincible, but a Holy War can make your entire party invincible, so it's super broken. But I'm not going to do that just yet. I could, but I just wouldn't use them. But since I've only had 2 people say they want me to fight Omega Weapon. I'm still debating if 2 is enough, but we'll see. Maybe people keep pestering me to beat Omega Weapon, but we will see. Haven't played Omega Weapon or started fighting Omega Weapon yet. I'll probably do it towards later in the parts when we get closer to Disc 4. But we're in Balamb, and Balamb is actually under occupation by Galbadia, which is probably that orange, reddish, flying garden-looking thing. As you can see here, the hotel owners are actually locked out of Balamb. I was about to say Balamb Garden, and their daughter is still inside the city. Now, we don't want to antagonize Galbadia any more than we really have to, so we're going to do this a little bit more subtly, because like in FH, they were going to burn down FH, but here we're going to talk to the soldier and try to make them think that we're a little bit suspicious, but we're going to trick them into, hey, we're going to actually pass along a message to the commander or captain. So Squall's getting a little bit technical. He's like, well, it's sealed out, but what about delivering a message? We do have information on Eleni. So this Galbadia soldier is like, you know what? Tell me. And Squall's like, kinda, but I need to take this message directly to your commander, which is in red. So really important if it's in red. So now once you're in this town, it's kind of hard to leave in a way, but you can actually get out. You just got to do a little bit of talking to people, and a little bit help from the neighborhood punk. So to progress the plot, you got to do a few steps. You can also um, do a few other things to get the plot going, but I won't go ahead and show that. I mean, I will talk about it here, but we're going to go ahead and do this the legitimate way. So if we go here into Zell's house, you're going to find out that she's not here, but she's actually in the back, and she's actually housing a few people in her home because, you know, they got stuck here, which one of them is the bully. Well, I guess they didn't really get stuck here. They're the neighbors. But the bully there, he's going to be the key to leaving the city if you need to leave. That way you're not stuck here. Because it's very possible to get stuck here and then you can't beat the boss. That actually happened to me once on one of my super earliest playthroughs. But Squall kind of thinks, could Cypher be here too? Now, once you make the connection that you can't use the hotel to sleep, you can actually use Zell's room, so you can actually see Zell's room. Now, the bully that lives next door, which is this little boy right here, if you talk to everyone in the next house over to Zell's house, you'll actually start a little bit of a sequence to leave the city, but you don't really have to do that. And right here, we find out that Zell's very particular about his room, and Squall's like, all right, whatever. I thought we were friends. I thought we were bros, man. We're bros, man. So anyways, let's go ahead and go to talk to the Galbadian soldiers in front of the inn because the commander is here. So let's go ahead and see if we can get them to move. And they're like, should we let them through? I mean, there's a lot of rumors about Eleni. So they're looking out for Ellen next because their salary could get cut if their boss is in a bad mood. Sounds like a bit of a problem, right? So because Zell's opened his mouth, we're kind of suspicious, and they're not going to let us through. So what they're going to do is they're going to send us through a search for the captain, and the captain's currently on the patrol. So we have to find the captain. We find the captain. We find the commander. We find the commander. We can interrogate them on why they're here in Balamb, or why they're even searching for Eleni in the first place. So let's go ahead and go over here and up to the docks. There's actually a person hiding behind those vehicles. In those vehicles, I repeated that again. In those vehicles, there's a reporter that you can buy information from. I think there's a bronze, silver, and gold level of information that you can buy from him. But you know, why spend money when we can just find the captain ourselves? So you actually got to go all the way from the front of that very, very back vehicle. Go all the way around, and then he should be hiding somewhere behind these vehicles. You can't see him, but you can most definitely talk to him. So not there. I'm trying to remember where it is because it's been a very long time since I actually had, even when I attempted to try to talk to this dude a long time ago. But he's back here somewhere. You just gotta talk to him. He actually probably may not be there until we actually start looking for the captain. So what we'll do, we'll just get some information here. That these people are going to use this dog actually to try to find the captain. But they also let us know that, hey, the captain was fishing here and he got to find a place to cook them. So we find where he's cooking these fish, we find the captain. Or so we think. And then I want to go off on a little bit of a tangent here because there's a little bit of fun information here. A little bit fun story that could happen here. So we can go to Zell's house. And then we'll get some smoke there that's coming out, which honestly, again, I think it's the visual mods. But there should be smoke going out the window, as well as Zell's mom glitching out. Now, since we can't use the end, we got to rest, and Zell's going to let us use his room. So let's go up here and find out that Zell has quite the spread: guns, workout equipment, a bed, a T-board, and each one of the characters will have an interesting dialogue with Zell in his room. And Queesis, and her part, is going to tell a story about how he used a T-board and actually ran into the female's bathroom. And he's like, enough of this story! And I'm going to go ahead and jump cut to Selfie. And then Selfie is going to be like, oh, this is a cozy bed. And, you know, Zell's like, hey, don't be touching my bed. And then Selfie's going to be like, well, I think you should be honored that a cute girl is on your bed, Zell. And then Selfie's gonna want Squall to back him up, and Squall's like, yeah, maybe you're right. And yeah, so it's a bit of a fun dialogue between all the characters. Irving in particular is one of my favorites. So let's go ahead and get Renoa. Renoa will be the next character. And so when we go up here, Renoa is actually going to spot a picture of Zell, his grandfather, and we're going to find out that Zell's grandfather is the person he looked up to the most. He was quite the soldier, but also what Squall says here, he's quite the opposite of Zell. And Zell's like, "Whoa, yo, Zell, why Squall you dissing me?" And Renoa's here, he's going to take a jab at Squall. He's like, "Maybe you're being a little too cool, Squall." And Squall's like, And Zell's like, "Haha, I'm having the laugh now." And then finally with Irving. Now Irving, of course, is going to notice those guns on the back, and he's going to be like, "Ooh, these are ancient antiques. Let me take a look at them." And he decides to talk to Zell about how cool they are and all that good stuff. And Zell's going like, "Okay, you go ahead and mess with it, but that's going to be a bad move on Zell's part." And they also belong to his grandfather. So he's like, "Okay, all right, since you're praising me, you go ahead and use it." And like most things, Irving doesn't obey the rules of firearms. And Squall's like, "I knew he would." And so now we'll go ahead and switch back to Quistis in our party, which she is going to be our magic caster in the party, who is honestly not going to cast any magic, unfortunately. That's on me, though. Now, what I'm doing here is I'm going to equip all my elemental defenses and attacks in the way that I want. You want to have elemental defenses for wind and thunder, because the two bosses we will fight in this boss fight coming up have those elemental elemental attacks as magic. In particular, wind. Wind is probably going to be the more dangerous of the two elements. Now, also, you don't want to have those elements equipped to your elemental attacks, so I'll just either have water or Faraga. I think Bio would be a better choice because the enemies are humans, so they probably would be weak against Bio. Future Phil can go ahead and add a caption somewhere here after we're out of the menus. That way you can actually read the text. But yeah, and then also, of course, just double check your Guardian Forces, because you'll get a bit of an AP here if you decide not to use the Cactar Desert to grind out abilities. But with that, we're almost done here. Let's go ahead and get out. Okay. And so we're going to go ahead and go back down here. And then we're going to talk to the bully or the rascal next to the next room. If you keep talking to him, we can initiate a little bit of a side quest I've kind of talked about where he can let us leave town. So if you go to the next house over, especially if you talk to them next door and find out about the situation and talk to the rascal here, he'll go ahead and talk to this girl saying, "Hey, I'll go ahead and send a message out to your folks letting you know that you're okay and to see how they're doing." So what we're going to do here is we're going to distract the guard for the boy to go talk to the parents. So what you want to do here is you want to talk to the guard and just do not finish the conversation. Just keep talking. Let it sit there. As you see that the boy's waving to the father. The father's like, "Okay, nice. Okay, I'm going to leave." So go ahead and leave. And then the guard's like, "Oh, what was that noise?" Metal Gear Solid. So now if you talk to the rascal again, he'll give you an option to leave town. That's up to you. I'm not going to do that. But if you ever get stuck on the boss fight because it's too difficult, there's your way to get out of town, which has happened to me in the past. Now, if you want, you can go ahead and buy stuff at the shop. I'm not going to do that. But since we're covered in the smell of that fish that was in Zell's house, we could actually talk to the dog, and then the dog will actually chase the captain's scent all the way into the train station, which you can see here that the soldiers are completely beat up. Now, I believe that if you talk to the train enough times, talk to the soldier in front of the train enough times is blocking the stairs, he'll actually move out of the way of the stairs. Now, there's a reward for seed rank for how you find the captain, and here's the tableau guy I was talking about. if you buy, I think if you buy the gold, he'll actually tell you exactly where the captain is, and then this whole quest will be over. But if you talk to the soldier enough times to make him move, I believe you'll get some C rank points. Maybe not enough for a whole rank, but if you talk to the dog right here, and then you find the captain with the dog, I believe you get a seed rank. I'm not entirely sure, but then again, I don't really care about the seed rank because money's not really a big thing for me in this game. But that's nice information to know, right? So keep following the dog, and he'll chase the scent into the train, and then from the train, the captain will wake up, and we're going to see who this captain is. Looks like it's Raijin, and the dog's just chasing Raijin. All right, so let's go ahead and go chase that dog back to the front of the inn. Now, again, take an opportunity before you go in front of this inn, because once you go in front of the inn, it's a point of no return for the boss fight. So just double check your stuff and make sure that you're good and ready for battle. Again, make sure you have Mug. The boss, I guess since there's no point in spoiling it, Raijin is the boss fight that we're going to have here. And Raijin has a nice pair of items we can steal, because we're going to have to fight him twice. Once out here and once inside the inn. And we're going to find out that Commander is actually going to be... Come on, Fujin. Or Raijin. I just gave away. Fujin. So we're going to go ahead and have to fight them here. So we got to calm down Fujin, you know. And Zell's like, Raijin! Woo! What are you guys doing here? Woo! Are you Ric Flair? So even Zell starts talking like Raijin. He's like, yes, I've infected you at my talk. He's like, Cypher told us to give you a whooping next time we saw you. So we're going to go ahead and fight Raijin here. So Raijin is very much a physical attacker, but he can use thunder magic. So he is the character, much like his namesake. He is a thunder-based character. So he comes with 2 Galbadian soldiers. Now, if you want, you can take out one of the Galbadian soldiers and leave the other one. And the other one has healing magic that you can absolutely draw and use. So that's completely up to you. Squeezes is going to smack her whip on the Galbadian soldier, put him to sleep so he's not very much of a threat. Now, Raijin has strength up, so I would highly encourage you, if you want to max out your character stats, as strength stat as much as you can, steal that strength up, because you get 2 of them. And that's basically 2 level ups with Ifrit strength up, so that's pretty nice. If you don't, then go ahead and keep whiling on Raijin with physical attacks or magic that is not thunder, and then he'll fall pretty easy. Now, if you haven't been stocking around good magic and your vitality is really low, he's going to hurt. He's going to hurt a lot, and that's just this fight. I'm healing Raijin because I don't want to knock him out. I want to steal those items. So you absolutely want to have a good vitality stat with facing Raijin. And then in the next fight, when we face him and his partner Fujin, we're going to want to have a decent spirit stat, because Fujin will cast Tornado. And Tornado hurts a crap ton, and not only does it hit one character, it hits all the characters. It hits all your party. So you do not want to get hit by Tornado and not have a good spirit stat. So right here we already stole the item, so we can go ahead and take out Raijin, but I should have kept the Galbadian soldier alive for magic purposes. But Raijin, after you smack him a few times for a couple thousand points of damage, he'll fall, and he's not a super difficult boss. And Queesis and any kind of sleep magic, well in my case Queesis, with sleep magic equipped her status attack magic, can have a chance to put him to sleep. Or you can try and give him a permanent dirt nap, or I guess semi-permanent dirt nap, because he's very important to the story as far as Cypher's arc. Oh, you got me, you know. With that, we beat him. I guess he's not super important in the arc, but he is Cypher's homie. So with that, we get 12 AP. It's a pretty decent amount. So now that we took out Raijin, we can go and take out Fujin. And as I kind of give away, we're going to face Raijin again. It kind of looks like Raijin's just like sitting on his butt. So she's like, Raijin defeated? That's right, baby. You and Cypher all going down. And the squad's like, calm down, Zell. And so Fujin's like, rage, and Raijin's like, haha, she's not alone. I'm still here. And very much like the Energizer Bunny, Raijin just keeps going and going and going. So now we got to face 2. Now, You want to make sure also one of your characters has draw, because Fujin actually has a guardian force we can draw, which is Pandemona. Pandemona, I think it's Pandemona, which is a awesome guardian force. So, in this fight, Raijin will have a new toy to use with his bow staff. It'll actually be the Raijin Special, which is technically his limit breaking. Here's the tornado magic I was warning you about. Now, if you have some wind magic equipped, this will not hurt as much. If you are lucky and you are able to get some windmills from card mod, you could absorb this spell and it's basically harmless. Now Fujin luckily has life, and I think she has life. I think she has life and Cura. So yes, but also we want to draw Pandemona because that is a guardian force, and we are going to get all the guardian forces here. So with that, we can go ahead and start wailing on them. I believe Fujin either has elixirs or mega elixirs in her steel slot, the item we're going to steal. So we're going to go ahead and cast Protect, because Raijin's special is not something to fool around with. It actually hurts very much. If you're not protected and you do not have a good vitality stat, it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt a lot. Now, eventually, you're going to want to steal from Raijin as well, because Raijin also has more strength ups. I don't know why I'm fumbling my words a bit. But yeah, we just want to steal from all these characters. And Fujin's like, Eleni, where? And eventually, if you lower Raijin's HP enough, he'll make a comment, and then he'll start using high potions. And that's when you know that he's really, really, really on the cusp of getting knocked out. Now, if one of your characters does get knocked out, Fujin, of course, has life magic, so you can go ahead and cast that to revive. And they'll revive pretty close. I think they will revive in yellow health stat, so you can limit and break the mess out of Fujin and Raijin. Or whoever's left. But I like to take out Raijin first, because Raijin, even though Fujin has Thunder, I still worry more about Raijin than Fujin, because his Raijin special, again, it hurts more than what I'm giving it credit for at my run, because I've been using carbuncles, vitality bonus to give my characters vitality bonuses, and I also have Protect to help me. So that did 422. That's quite a bit. And Raijin can also be put to sleep, as I said in the previous part. I want to see he might have a little bit of an elemental defense on, not elemental defense, a little bit of a resistance on it. But yeah, he's definitely the one that he's definitely the character I would worry about the most out of these two. Now, just keep up healing. Just make sure you watch out for your HP levels. Don't let them get too low, especially if you don't have tornado resistance or protect on your characters. So he's like, ouch, not bad, This is where he starts using potions. Now, the high potions, of course, will only do 1,000 HP healing on him. So you can outpace his healing very quickly with Zell and Squall, but I'm deciding to be a little bit greedy and have Zell stock up on life. And then, of course, Queese is going to smack the living hell out of Raijin. So let's go ahead and just keep smacking Raijin with Squall. And then Zell will keep on drawing life from Fujin, because again, that's a very useful spell. I think from there, I would think Zell already has 100, because he got 7 that time. Yes, so he has all that, so now we can have him proceed to deal the punishment with his Fist of Fury. So right there, he knocks out Raijin. Raijin's like, sorry Fujin, they got me, whee! And now Fujin is not going to last very long. She does not have nearly the high HP pool that Raijin has, so not very, very, very hard to take her out as long as she's by herself. I think Zell's going to take her out right here. Yep. With a 5,000 point critical physical attack. So with that, we got Pandemona. We got Fujin and Raijin beat. We get Combat King number 2. Fujin drops a Mega Elixir. So, I think you can steal Mega Elixirs from her too, but I think the drop is probably better now in hindsight. So with that, Squall's going to go ahead and talk to the Toonies and ask, are you two taking orders from the Sorceress? And the two of them are like negative. Sorceress, as far as they're concerned, has nothing to do with them. It has everything to do with Cypher, because even though everyone is following Cypher, they're only following Cypher's commands because they're afraid of the sorceress. Whereas Fujin and Raijin are only following Cypher because they're his friends. That's the only reason that they're following. Because, they're a posse, and they're going to elaborate right here. And Raijin's like, without us, Cypher wouldn't have a posse. And of course, Zell tells them to, stop this nonsense, tell Cypher to stop. And Squall's going to tell him, all right, we'll let this go this time, but next time, we're not going to go easy on them. So they're going to take that with a nod, and then they're going to go ahead and leave. So what they're doing here has absolutely nothing to do with the garden as far as they're concerned. It has everything to do with Cypher. And so Squall is going to say that's just how it goes. They're on different sides, and, such is the life of a mercenary. So Fuji's like, book it, run! And so they run. And everyone's like, it's too bad. Friend or foe, it all comes down to circumstance. That's how we were raised. It's nothing special. Nothing special. Is that true? What am I feeling? So we can see here that Squall has conflicting emotions about having to face an acquaintance that he knows, or maybe even a small friend. I don't even think they're really friends, but just, I guess, because from where they're from, he feels a certain attachment to him. Now, Selphie is feeling back to her normal self, and she's like, can we go to Tribia Garden? And Squall's like, yeah, sure. Let's go ahead and go. Even though it's in the mountains, Squall's like, you sure? It's got destroyed. He's thinking, so, oh, that's why she wants to go. Because it was destroyed. Or supposedly. Now, with that, we're going to go ahead and leave. But before we leave, I want to go back to Balamb. And we're going to do one little thing. Actually, yeah, one thing. Because we can actually get a card now that is going to be pretty important. Because I'm going to card mod it. So let's go ahead and go back in Balamb. What am I doing? Oh, we're going to switch. I guess I'm going to switch to Zell for some reason. I don't know. There's really no need to have Zell in your party when you go back in here. Because really all I'm going to do in a nutshell is I'm just going to go and talk to the owner of the inn and challenge him to some cards and get a pretty important card. As far as I'm concerned, it's pretty important because it will refine into 100 windmills, a pretty broken amount of items, just like how Sacred, I believe, Sacred refines into 100 dino bones. This will refine into 100 windmills, and it's pretty busted. And why I'm talking to the Queen of Cards, I don't know. Like I said, I'm not going to do her quest, so it's pretty useless as far as I'm concerned. There's no point in doing her quest when all the items you can get them at the end of the game, and none of them are particularly broken. And it just very time-consuming side quest. I don't see the point of it. But anyways, I digress. Let's go ahead and I don't know what exactly I'm doing. We're going to go ahead and go to the inn, and then from the inn we're going to challenge the dad or the owner, which is in that purple vest. Right here. Nope, not here. Oh, and there's one more thing I actually learned when I was researching a little bit about this. If you talk to, I don't know when it is in Balamb. It might be before the first mission, or it might be after the Balamb occupation. But if you go to the docks and you talk to a cook or a chef that's at the harbor with Selphie in the party, she'll talk to the chef and reveal her favorite food, which is the Miss Moogle's cake, if I remember right. Very interesting information. I didn't actually know that. I found that out today, actually, before recording this part. So, I believe it's Miss Moogle's cake, because I don't have a script right now. But if we challenge the innkeeper, we're going to find out that he has a Pandemonia card. We can't get this card until after the occupation, so we're going to go ahead and take this card. It has decent stats all around. The best stat, of course, being the vertical with that A. The left and the bottom have 7, so pretty decent stats, but I'm not going to keep it. I'm going to refine it for 100 windmills. And this 100 windmills is going to be fantastic to give everyone the absolutely broken spell tornado. And even though it may not be busted as far as a damage output, it is a very good stat to Junction. It's very powerful. I would say it's one of the higher tier spells to Junction, kind of like Quake. where Flare, Meteor, and Ultima are probably the highest tier spells to equip to your stats, not counting any shenanigans you can do with getting Apocalypse on your characters, which you can't normally get that in the game until the very, very last battle, but that's neither here nor there. Now, really at this point, if you've gotten, the tornadoes, you've gotten a lot of good spells from Junction, I mean, it's going to be kind of hard for you to, like, lose at this game, so to speak. Like I said, if you don't really want to break the game, you don't have to do a lot of stuff I'm doing, but I like breaking the game I'm playing. I played this game several times and I love breaking this game every single time. But with that, we're going to go ahead and leave Balamb, and then we're going to actually head up north to Trivia. I'm going to show where it's at, and then once we show where Trivia is at, we're going to go ahead and call that a part. And we're talking to the insistent here. He's like, oh man, I forgot I didn't catch a dialogue, but he said something about his boss being okay, and he's like, I'm still alive, something like that. I didn't catch it all. So let's go ahead and leave. Right, Phil? Right past Phil, we're going to leave. And my seed rank's 12, so using that dog to find Raijin has probably increased my seed rank by 1. So we're here. Let's go ahead and go into the garden. And then we're going to go ahead and go north, pretty close to Shumia Village. Not quite to the island where Shumia Village is to the north, but this giant landmass right south of the Shumia Village island. So we should go here. And one nice thing about the garden, if you actually drive it off a ledge and you land on an island that has no coast, you can actually land on that island. Sometimes that's cool. You might be able to get some neat draw points that way that are hidden on the world map. We're actually going to find a draw point here, and a particularly important pass, I believe. I think it's like right here. If you turn left right here, there's a mountain pass somewhere here that is going to be the center point of a Laguna cutscene. I believe it's in this part. If it's not in this part, it's the next part. I remember editing it and noticing it. It's actually right here, yes. So you can land the garden right here. You actually can't go through that mountain pass yet. I think you can only go through that mountain pass after that Laguna cutscene. So let's go ahead and equip counter none, because I'm not going to fight anything up here. Because again, I like to try to keep my levels low. So hopefully that's okay. So go here and you're going to stop. Examine, you get a flare draw point. I'll go ahead and stock flare. We get 2. Now, of course, world map draw points, you don't get nearly as much as you would like on a normal draw point. So let's go ahead and find Trivia, and then we'll call it a part. We're almost there. I can see the timeline almost ended. Let's go, let's go, let's go. And then Trivia is right here. So I'm going to go ahead and save and call this a part, folks. So I'll catch you in the next one. If you like this part, please consider liking and subscribing. Later and bye.